All right. Hello, everybody. Good morning. Welcome back to Enterprise Application Development class. Okay, so we're going to continue with our chapter 3, which is variables input and output in Visual Basic. Okay, so let's start. Okay, so if we can see here, for this chapter, there are three important things that we are going to look. First is that how we are going to deal with numbers in our Visual Basic program, right? And then the second one, we are going to look into string, right? And then the last one, which is the input and output. So basically for this lesson, we are going to split it into a few series of lesson. So we will cover chapter 3 this week and next week. All right. Okay. So let's start with numbers. Okay, so numbers here, when we say numbers, of course, it involves a few calculations. And when we do calculation, we do need a few operators. Okay, so some of the operators that I think you all have learned, of course, which is the arithmetic operator, where it involves the operation of addition, multiplication, minus, and then we have multiplication, we have division, we have modulus. Okay, modulus. So these are some of the basic arithmetic operator. We also have a few other operators that we call as relational operator, okay, which involve less than, and equal to, greater than or equal to, and also we have logical operator. So this one is like and we have or and also not. So these two operators we will cover in the next chapter. So our focus for this chapter is about arithmetic operator. Okay, so when we are dealing with arithmetic operator, normally programs, sometimes we need to deal with some operations, right? Some calculation, addition, minus, and so on. So we do need to have our variables, okay, and also our data type. So these two, in any programming language also, you will need to have these variables and data type. Only that in Visual Basic, we might use a different format and syntax, okay, but the concept is still the same. We need to have variables and data type, and also we need to have the variable declaration. Okay, so how we declare our variables in Visual Basic. Okay, so we use the keyword dim. Okay, dim. All right, dim. Let's say I'm going to have one variable called speed. Okay, dim speed as, okay, I'm going to set speed as let's say integer. Okay, dim speed as integer. Okay, or I'm going to declare dim marks, okay, as double. All right, so this is how we declare our variables. So speed is variables, and integer and also double here is the data type. Okay, there are also a few data types such as string, such as float, and so on. Okay, um, so let's look at one example. Okay, we look at the first example here. Okay, this example similarly like in the uh, PDF file in the notes. Okay, so display in listbox. Let's say this is our form. Okay, this is our Visual Basic form. So let's say the title of our form is math. Okay, so we have the three button here. Okay, and the first control here is what we call as not this is not one, but this is what we call as list box. Okay, you can get this from the toolbox. Okay, and then we have a button. So here let's say I put compute lah. Okay, let's say when I click compute, a value will be displayed in the list box. Okay, so I'm going to use a list box here to display a value. Okay, so when you have created this in your Visual Basic and Visual Studio, and you have double click this compute button, so what you will write lst list box items listbox.items.add. Let's say you put here 50. Okay, so when you run the program, 50 will be displayed here. Okay, so this is how we display a number in a list box. Okay, let's say we add on some operators or operation here. Okay, let's say I'm going to use the same list box. So list box dot items dot add equals to 50 times 2. So what is going to be displayed in the list box when I click compute 50 and also 100? Okay, so let's say I'm going to use power listbox dot items dot add. Okay, I put 2 to the power of 3. Okay, so 2 to the power of 3 will be 8. So means that when I key in all this in my program and I press the compute button, 50, 108 will be displayed. Okay, so let's try this program. Okay, um, so let me share with you my screen. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to create a new project. Okay, let's say my new project is what we call as output. Okay, so I'm going to use a list box. Okay, I'm going to rename to LST. Try to make it as a practice to rename, use a suitable name, list box. I'm changing the form name to form main. Okay, I'm also changing the, okay, output. Alright, so I'm going to add a button. Okay, I'm going to use compute. So up to you if you want to set the access key or not. For this one, I'm just going to let it be compute. Okay. Alright, so I'm just going to double click this. Okay, so I'm going to add my code here. LST box dot, okay, dot items dot add. Okay, I'm going to put 50. Okay, so I'm going to start the program. Okay, so I'm going to press the compute button. So if you can see, 50 will be displayed here, right? Okay, so let's get back to our Visual Studio. Okay, so let's say I'm going to add one statement, list box. Okay, dot items add. Add here is a method where we use it to display an item in the list box. It's not to do addition. Okay, so let's say I put here 50, 50 times 2. Okay, and I add another one, list box dot items dot add 2 to the power, oops, 2 to the power of 3. Okay, I'm going to start the program. Okay, okay, so this is the output. I'm going to press compute. So if you can see here, 50, 108. So 50, there's no calculation. 100, 50 times 2, and 8 here comes from the power, 2 to the power of 8 just now. Okay, so this is a simple program to show the use of numbers and a few simple operators. Okay, all right. So the next one. Okay, so now we are done with the first example to display a number in a list box. Okay, so another example here will be a simple program that's about addition. So just now I'm using list box to display the value, but now in this program, example 2, I'm going to use a text box and a label. Okay, to calculate or to total up the value or the total of two numbers here. So I have a form. Okay, let's say my form will be aimed at simple addition. Okay, so we will have 3 here. Okay, so how do I put this number 1? I put in a label just to display number 1. Okay, this is also a label to display the label for number 2. And this is also a label to display the label for total. Okay, and then I'm using a text box. This one is a text box, and this one is another text box. Okay, this one is text box, and I'm going to display my the result here in a label. Okay, and then I have one button calculate. Okay, uh, so in this program, in this example 2, we will have a declaration. Okay, we will have a declaration. Okay, and then we need also to have um, conversion, data conversion. Okay, right. So let's say we have here the first one. Um, when you double click the btn calculate. So the first thing that we need to do, we are going to declare our three variables. Okay, so let's say dim. I put here dim num1 as, maybe I put as double. Okay, so dim num2 as double. Okay, and then dim total as double. Alright, so now I'm going to have my value. I'm going to have my value from text box 1 and from text box 2. So this is text box 1 and this text box 2. So how do I do that? Okay, so I need to have my variable num1, okay, to be assigned to the value in from the txt. Let's say I give a name txt num1 dot text. Okay, okay, don't get too excited because we have not finished yet. All right, so one thing you need to know about text box is that, okay, this is very important. Text box will be always, the value will be always considered as a string. Okay, because it's a text box. Okay, so if you want to display anything into a text box, you need to change it to, you need to convert the data into string. We are going to use CSTR, right? Um, or you are going to get uh, you are going to get a value from a text box. So you need to convert the value into the respective data type that you need. Okay, this meaning that let's say you have a text box and you ask the user to key in the text box as 23, right? So you need to convert this 23 into a integer, okay, or double and so on, because why? Text box always reads as a string. Okay, so if you want to display a number in a text box, that one also you need to change it as a string. Okay, so in this case, let's say our num1, num1 is a variable and we want to assign the value of txt num1.text to a double, okay, to a double data type. So what we need to do is that we need to convert the value that is being keyed in the txt num1.text as a double. So what we are going to use is that we're going to put cdbl in front of the word txt num1. It means that to change the value that is being keyed in the text here to a format of double. If you are declaring as integer, then we are going to use cint. Okay, so if you just declare like this, num1 equals to txt num1.text, there will be an error because num1 here is a double, okay, and txt num1 here is a string. So double is not equal to string. So we need to have a data conversion by putting cdbl, which is convert to double, in front of the txt num1.text. So similar things with num2, you need to put cdbl txt num2.text. Okay, right. So we have the two values now. Okay, so then we are going to display where? We are going to display the label inside the, we're going to display the value inside the label. Okay. Uh, okay. So we're going to display the value. So let's say my label name is okay. Oh, before that, so we need to put our formula lah. Total equals to num1 plus num2. Okay. Then we're going to display. Let's say we put LBL output. Okay. Dot text equals to um, CSTR total. Okay. All right. So let's try this one. Okay. But before that, okay. So let's try this one. Okay. All right. I just opened the program. Okay. Okay. So this is as you can see here, this will be our program. Okay, it's quite similar like just now. So I have my form renamed to simple addition. I have label here. I have a text box. I have a number. I have another text box, and this will be my output. So when I click here, it should display the output lah. Okay, let's see the code. Okay, this is similar. Okay, so in this program, I declare it as integer, so it's going to be the same. Okay, or maybe I change it to double lah, to make it similar as what I declared just now. So I put okay, so I give dim num1, okay, dim num2, dim total. So this one I put as double. Okay, this one as double. Right. So I have my num1. Okay, so this one I'm going to use a CDBL. Okay, and this one also CDBL because text box we always read as a string, so we need to change the string to a double. Okay, right. So this is total. So we don't forget to change the formula. Num1 plus num2, right? And then okay, same thing. LBL total dot text equals to CSTR total. Because why? Why I'm using convert to string here? This one is convert to double. This one is convert to string. Okay, because why? Total num1, num2 will be in double. In order for you to display in a text form, even though you are using label, you still need to change it to a string because the properties is text. Okay, so that's why you need to use CSTR to change the total to string. Okay, okay, okay. This is what happened. You will have an error if you didn't change the total here to a string. Can you see the option here? Option straight on disallow implicit conversion from double to string. This option straight on, I will explain it in another video. Here only that um, because it is not a good programming practice if you make it like this. Somehow it will be an error. Okay, a text must equal to text, a string must equal to string. You cannot assign a text to a double. Okay, so that's why we need to have CSTR. Okay, all right, done. So I'm going to run the program. Okay, I have my number one, number two output. So let's say my number one is 10, my number two is 2. I click total, so I will have output here as a 12. Okay, alright. So this is just a simple explanation on um, using of numbers. Okay, I'm going to show you another example. Okay, let me just open a new project. Um, here's my yeah. Okay, just now I open. Okay, never mind. Let me just go and check where's the file. Okay, so basically I'm going to show you another example in the next video. But this is all about the numbers. Okay, so you can use this example. Okay, you can use this example when you are doing your program. Just next on the next task lah. Okay, so let me just recap a bit. Okay, so basically this we have looked at the first thing, the first part of chapter 3, which is numbers. We are using calculation. We are using some of the operators, arithmetic operator. Okay, we have you can display in a list box. You can display or get the value from text box and label. Okay, so this is how you get from you display your number in the list box, and in green here is a program where you can do a simple calculation. Okay, all right. So I see you all on the next video. Bye.